Welcome back. It's a windy day today. And as I promised, it just kind of got the best of me. But if you watched last video where we mowed with the coyote and the big bush hog, I said I was gonna use the 560. What am I thinking? The 860. And we didn't because it was already hooked up to the coyote. Well, today, I know it's gonna clump up. It's gonna kind of be a little iffy, but we're gonna use the 860 and we're gonna attach a ripper to the back with a 3-point, just kind of to mess around a little, see how it works. And also, you know, we'll rip a little bit of the fields that we cut and try and, you know, get a little bit of that dirt turned up. So we'll see what happens with it. This thing definitely purrs. Very nice. Randomly now it's raining all of a sudden. It's supposed to only be light. First thing we got to do is pop out this bar. These rippers all catch. So I've come across a problem here, and right here you can see, I've seen it come over and it does hit that. A couple times you push it this way, it doesn't. And I think somebody changed the chains on the bottom here of the arms, and this side is just a little bit longer. It's got more travel. So I really think that needs at least pulled in another link or something. And we have to fix it. Because if I scratch Dad's tractor, well, all I did was shorten it a link. Didn't even take that out. That pin's probably gonna pull out, but I'll see what it does. If it does come out, I do have another actual pin that I think will fit through the hole. Off the driveway for him. This field here, if you guys remember, we planted, well, right here, watermelons and cantaloupes, which are sort of right here. It's way too late in the season. I mean, they grew, they definitely grew, but it's way too late in the season. Well, actually, right there is a little watermelon. But quite honestly, I just don't think it's really worth trying to mess with it, because they want frost probably within the next couple weeks. So there's no way. It's too cold. The growing season's pretty much over. They're done. good. Believe it or not, it's definitely catching a lot of the clumps, but we just mowed it, so there's a lot of heavy stalks laying around and everything like that. But no, it's definitely doing, I guess, a lot better than I was anticipating, so that's awesome. So this is basically one of the cornfields, and then that other field over there so we'll just make one giant pass and combine everything. Field done. We did that really fast, actually. It's definitely clumpy, but you know, what do you expect? There's especially up there was a lot of weeds. It's definitely windy up here for sure. Windy day, kind of cooler. So we have 2 fields left to do. I started on this one, and you can just see, you know, the job it's doing. It's definitely ripping. It's not going incredibly deep, but that's okay. I don't need it to get, you know, really deep. Basically at this point I just kind of want to get all this stuff ripped up a little bit, and you know, so the corn stalks and the weeds and whatever else can just kind of rot in the soil over winter, and you know, then we'll be ready for spring. Like I said, it's doing a pretty good job. And then, like I said in the last video about, you know, old tractors and everything, like I said, I love running old tractors. I do like new stuff. I mean, who doesn't? But there's just, like I said, I like the old stuff too. I apologize if there's a lot of wind noise. It is like 20-mile-an-hour winds right now. It's kind of the same thing here. We'll just make a continuation all the way through. This is where the potatoes were planted. We still have all the pumpkins here. I did pick some today, so there's a little less, but there's still a lot. Fresh tilled dirt just looks really cool too. We're gonna basically do all one big thing. So we're gonna do all 3 of these areas, field areas. So we're gonna do this field and go to this field, go to the sweet corn field, just make it all one big thing. We can connect them all right now the way it stands, so we can at least do a lot of the kind of fall tillage, I guess you'd call it, right now. And I was debating on the clover field, but I think I'm gonna let that just for next year. It's not very big, but we may be able to get at least a little bit of hay off of it. I don't know, we'll see. Or it may just turn into all weeds. If that's the case, then we'll just plant something else in there. Well, needless to say, this is kind of a mess at this point, because all that ripper does is pull the roots and everything out, and then it keeps it in one giant clump, and then it clogs it up, and then you drag it and you got to lift it. And I will say the 860 does not lift very fast at all, but we have it ripped up, you know, okay. And we could have given this more time to, you know, rot up and everything like that. Now where the potatoes and everything are, or were, that was perfectly fine. There's no weeds or anything for it to catch. Same thing down there, it's kind of doing a little bit of that, but this had a lot more stalks in it up here. So I just got to finish that, and then I think we're pretty much done up here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Well, I am going to call it quits there because all it keeps doing is obviously dragging pumps, and the more you loosen it up, the worse it gets. So it's not really a huge deal because those will mat down, they'll eventually rot up, and then we're gonna plow it, you know, probably later anyhow. So we should be good for the way it stands now. And the tractor actually did really well. It was actually a blast running this thing. So I started in first gear, then eventually bumped up to second gear, and we started cruising along. So if you get in areas obviously where there's not really any, you know, tall weeds or a lot of roots, then you're pretty much golden, because up in here it did really well actually. So hey, it worked, and we got to run some old equipment today. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video with running the 860. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.